everyone, ReeferGil here. In this video I want to talk about auto top-off systems. I'll be replacing my Tsunami auto top-off system with this Tunze Osmolator 3155. It is one of the most reliable auto top-off systems on the market. However, it is also one of the pricier ones on the market. The reason auto top-offs are so important, especially for a reef tank, is because when the fresh water evaporates from your system, the salinity level starts to increase. So in order to avoid that, we want to replace that evaporated water right away with some fresh RODI or RO water. Because the water evaporates so rapidly and so continuously throughout the day, really an auto top-off system is the only way to go. Otherwise, you'll find yourself doing manual auto top-offs. You may slack off a little bit, and the more you slack off, the higher the salinity level is going to be increasing, and then when you introduce the fresh water, it'll swing back down. So you want to avoid those ups and downs of the salinity swings. So the best way to do it is through an auto top-off system like this. Now that we have a better understanding that auto top-off systems keep your salinity levels more stable, let's go ahead and open this box up and see what we get. This is what you get when you open the box. You'll get your pump, you'll get your power supply, a couple instructional books, different languages, get your hose to pump the water out from your reservoir into your system, option for 2 different types of magnetic holders, some Velcro tape to Velcro the controller in place, and then off of the controller you have the float switch, optical eye, and then 2 connectors. These 2 connectors will be used to connect your pump. I'll just show you right now. So the pump will have these 2 wires exposed. Simply place the wire into the connector, doesn't matter which one goes in where, and then press down on this little button here and it'll snap it in place. The options for the magnetic mounts, I'm going to go with this one here and quickly show you how to mount these in place. You're going to do the little screw down at the bottom, little nut, place it through here, and then just tighten up the nut. And this is going to be your emergency shut off. So if the water ever gets too high, it'll shut off in case the optical eye fails, which it's never known to do. And then the optical eye here, you'll see that the shape of the base here, it has this little piece of plastic sticking out. That's going to face you. So you're going to put it in here, drop, oops, wrong way. Place it in here, and then it should slide into place like so. Push it all the way up. So there you go. That's the setup for the mount. And now it's time to go ahead and put all this stuff together and see how it works. Here's my Ruby 36 sump. Unless something goes massively wrong with it, the first 2 stages here will stay constant at 10 inches of water depth, and it's the 3rd stage here that'll actually fluctuate when the water starts to evaporate, and that's where we're going to put our Tunze Osmolator. Alright, the Tunze Osmolator is all set up. I did have to modify my 5-gallon reservoir jug here just a little bit. I had to drill a hole in the back, and this is where the Tunze Osmolator drops into. The reason I had to do that is because right underneath this cap, the Tunze Osmolator actually will fit perfectly if you open this and drop it right in, but there's a float switch right at the bottom of this. I have RODI water automatically coming into the reservoir, so I don't have to manually fill this up anymore. I did do a video on that. If you want to check it out, just go to my channel and look for that video. Installing the Tunze auto top-off is very straightforward. It was very easy to do. It just took me a little while because I had to reorganize a few things down here, and I actually added the AWM to the Apex unit, and that's to control my AI Vega lights, but that's for a different video. You can see the Tunze controller here. It has a light that'll notify you if the water's too high. It'll also send an audible signal. I'll show you that in a second. If the water is level as it is now, if the pump is on, a light will turn on, and if the water's too low, it'll let you know that too. This bracket here has 2 clear tube lines going in there. The clear lines are for my alkalinity calcium automated dosing, and then the black line in the middle here, that's going to be the RO water coming in. There's the sensor for the Tunze Auto top off. I'll go ahead and simulate the water being too high in the sump. Go ahead and pull up on this float valve. You can hear the alarm sounding, and then the Tunze controller alerting you the water is too high. Now this is set up with my EB8 on my Apex. So when I do turn off the return pump, obviously this stage of the sump is going to fill up and it would trigger that alarm every single time. But I have the Apex set up in such a manner that it will not turn on that alarm under certain conditions, and that is one of them. Now I'll go ahead and simulate the water being evaporated from the system. Bring this up, and this magnet is super strong, so I have no doubt it's going to stay on there. So now the, get it up a little higher here. Now the pump is on, and check out that stream, guys. Reminds me of when I was 10 years old, being able to pee like that. Now I just sit there and watch the drops come out. That's a different story. Very good stream going there. It'll fill it up in no time at all. But I'm going to go ahead and shut it off so I don't get too much fresh water going in. For those of you who are running an Apex unit with the Tunze Osmolator, this is the way I have the Apex programmed. If you have a different way, let me know. But I have it on fallback on, set on. That means the power plug that the Tunze Osmolator is plugged into is always going to be on. I have a conductivity probe on the Apex, so if the salt drops below 3.5, then it's going to turn off the auto top off to prevent more fresh water from coming in and lowering the salinity level. Defer 1 minute, then on. That command is so that if I'm in the sump area doing maintenance, sloshing water around, it's going to wait 1 minute before actually activating the auto top off. And then the last command, if you remember, the Tunze Osmolator has an emergency float switch, which will also sound an incredibly loud alarm. So when I'm doing maintenance to the system, I don't want that alarm continuously sounding when the return pump is turned off. So I have it programmed, if the return pump is off, then it's going to shut off power to that Tunze Osmolator's plug. Please feel free to comment down below on any auto top off systems that you would highly recommend, or any top off systems you would absolutely avoid. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I'd much appreciate the support for the channel. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.